The earth itself appeared to me so small that it grieved me to think of our empire, with which we cover but a point, as it were, of its surface. Cicero, The Dream of Scipio. Hi there, welcome back. Let's continue our Cervantine journey through history's greatest novel. Sancho is curious about Clavileño, and we should be too, especially if we recall that the narrator says Rocinante seemed made of wood in chapter 43 of part 1. Sancho asks how many can ride Clavileño. The Countess Tribaldi responds that it can carry 2 people, and these 2 people are usually knight and squire, that is, when an abducted maiden is unavailable. Note the gender confusion of the bearded maidens that now spreads to Sancho by placing him in the position of a damsel stolen away by Don Quixote. When Sancho asks about the horse's name, Trifaldi postpones our gratification by first giving a list of horses that it is not. It is not the hero Bellefon's horse Pegasus, nor Alexander the Great's Bucephalus, nor Orlando's Brillador. This list ends ominously with the last Visigothic king Rodrigo's horse Aurelia, atop which he lost Spain to the Moors. Note that Sancho adds Rocinante to the list of epic horses. Moreover, once Trifaldi finally names Clavileño the Swift, Sancho asks her to repeat how this horse is steered, using language that hints at something political. With what halter or bridle is he governed? This emphasis on the bridle as the means of governing Clavileño recalls the curious bridle of Sancho's ass in part 1. However, instead of a satire against slavery, here Cervantes is advancing an ironical discourse on government. We saw this in chapter 38 when Trifaldi referenced Plato's Republic. Now she alludes to the moral theme of the golden mean found in Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics, Horace's Odes, and Ovid's Metamorphoses. She says that the horse should be steered midway between the sun and the earth by the middle way, which is what one should seek and must have in all well-regulated activities. Sancho's future rule is at issue. Does he have the balance of character and values to navigate the political labyrinth that awaits him?
Did you know? The Greeks considered the ideal midpoint between 2 antithetical values or concepts to be located ever so slightly on the side of the more positive idea.
Underscoring his own importance, Sancho at first rejects the idea of accompanying his master atop Clavileño. I can hardly stay atop my gray, and that's on a saddle that's softer than silk itself. He also protests that he has enough to do lashing himself for the disenchantment of my lady Dulcinea. When pressed, Sancho twice calls sarcastically on the king's justice. In the king's name, he says. In other words, he now withdraws his sympathy for the bearded ladies and once again provokes the ire of Doña Rodriguez, and especially the Duchess. You are biased against duenas, Sancho, my friend. You remain tied to the opinion of that Toledan apothecary. Don Quixote puts an end to the discussion. His comparison of his sword to a razor recalls his somnambulant beheading of the giant Pandafilando in order to free Princess Micomicona in chapter 35 of part 1. I know that there's no razor which would shave your graces as well as my sword would shave Malambruno's head off his shoulders.
Quixotic mission. What is Malambruno's wooden horse's name? A. Clavileño. B. Babieca. C. Bucephalus. Correct answer A. Clavileño.
There follows another allusion to Troy, this time feminist in nature. Trifaldi says that even if damsels can trace their ancestry by a straight line from male to male from the very Hector of Troy, they will still be mistreated by pages, apothecaries, and squires. According to the narrator, this last speech puts Sancho back on track. He proposed in his heart to accompany his master to the very ends of the earth if that's what's needed to remove the wool from those venerable faces. Sancho shows humility and compassion again by embracing his master's feminist perspective. That's all for now. Keep reading. The story only gets better. If you liked this video and want to continue learning more about the knight-errant Don Quixote de la Mancha, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel here. Also, you can enroll in our free online course on Don Quixote by clicking here.